Hi everyone, welcome to Ethernal Realms. In this video, we will take a look at how you can shine in your career life, what can guide you to success, how you can use your skills and abilities to create this for yourself. So we have pile 1 over here, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. Make sure to choose your pile with your intuition. If you're not sure how, you can visit the video in the ribbon above. And once you've made your choice, the timestamps for your reading will be in the description box and the comment below. Whenever you're ready, we will get started. Hi Palawan, welcome to your reading. Let's take a look at how you can attract your shine in your professional life. These are your guidance messages. We'll see them a little bit later, but first I want to see what your skills are, what your abilities are that you can harness in creating this shine for yourself. So we have Page of Wands first, and we have Seven of Swords with Vigility, Moon in Aquarius. So you're very, someone who is resourceful, can use different types of thinking methods. This one is being very strategic and planning things out before executing them, and the planning is sort of in the background. You have a lot of intelligence and you might have a lot of ideas as well, or you're passionate about various things. Page of Wands is someone who's naturally inspired and ready to go. It has a great sense of excitement. It brings passion and gusto into anything it does. Okay? Let's see. Now these are your blocks, and then we'll move on to how we can work with this. So we have the Tower. We have the Chariot. And we have the Seven of Pentacles. Then we have the Queen of Cups. And we have the Knight of Wands. Okay, so it might be that you get too many ideas very quickly and you might feel very rushed or overwhelmed to try out a lot of different things. So you don't spend as much time on certain tasks as you would like to. You do enough to know enough about a certain topic, but like from the Seven of Pentacles, it's about stopping at a certain stage and not going on to the Eight of Pentacles, not the Nine, and so on, right? So it needs a lot more patience and a lot more time. And with the Tower and Chariot, you're someone who wants to be excited, someone who wants to be amazed at a discovery or something. The everyday type of things are not really as exciting, okay? So you want to be constantly fulfilled, excited, driven, motivated, and the every mundane things that also come in the part of the process, that's where you might be struggling here. Or the things that you want to achieve, the things you're curious about, you will have to make a drastic change in your life, or you have to move to a different location. That could be valid for some of you as well. And it might require a lot more investment or focus than you are currently able to invest. What else? And also you might have some emotional ties and responsibilities where you are at the moment, which also hinders this approach. But you definitely have a very strong, sharp mind, and you have a lot of energy that you can apply. Page of Wands is also extremely creative, and like I said with the Seven of Swords, it's like strategic, so you have to think of many different ways about the same problem. And you might do a lot of these planning in your head away from people who might not have spoken about it, made clear to others, but you very much know that this is your desire, it's your passion, and that's what you want to be doing in your time ahead. I want to get some more for the strengths, abilities they have, talents, skills. Okay, let's take these. We have the Justice, very level-headed, seeing both sides of the problem, the pros and the cons, taking measured action. You might have a keen observation as well, that's what I'm getting. You can perceive both sides of the situation, so most of the time your judgment is very clear. Okay, then we have the Page of Swords, who is again very curious. I wanted to say curiosity with the Page of Wands, but I was like, no, that would be more the Page of Swords. But somehow I got that feeling like twice or thrice, but I did not say it. Okay, so anyway, the Page of Swords is very curious, likes to read, likes to learn things, discuss ideas, connect with different people, and have a lot of things going on because it is trying to absorb information from everything that is around it. Okay, so interacting with people, communicating out with others might be good at discussing ideas and also thinking about many different things at the same time. So multitasking, task management, all of these different topics. Okay, we have the Knight of Wands, that is being spontaneous, free, creative, again, rushing with that spark of life and putting that into action. Page of Wands is having the ideas, having an inspiration, knowing that passion is the approach that it wants to go for. And the Knight of Wands is taking action on that. Some of you could be students at the moment, and you're wondering which way to go. Justice would be something in law. It can also be government offices. For some of you, you might choose to travel for your work, or you want to study abroad, I hear. What else? Taking additional courses, being a lifelong student, or gathering more information. Somewhere where you're free to kind of look at your sources and go where the information takes you instead of having a very set box and idea of how things are going to work, because your mind is free and the way you want to communicate is as well very free, and that can feel unconventional sometimes, and others might not be able to be on the same page. But this here, the skills that you have, the creativity that comes to you is because of this randomness, the seeming randomness, right? Because it's not useless information all the time that you store in your mind. That's not what you would be using when you have to do something in a professional sense. So you need to be somewhere where you can embrace your learning method and also communication style for some of you, or somewhere where it's like a flat hierarchy. If we're looking for organizations, that would be good. Free thinking individuals. Okay. Let's see some more of these. Actually, I will get clarifiers over here. The Tower. The pile one. Let's take it off. For strategy, management, that is as well possible. Somewhere where you can present and be seen, but you do most of the work behind the scenes. Okay, we have the Magician clarifying the Tower, Chariot. We have Eight of Swords, and we have the Six of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, I would say that there is needing to be a bigger investment in some way, and that you need more resources than you currently have in order to make this happen. We have the Hangman, so staying stuck in a thing that is, Seven of Pentacles can be just sitting in one place and waiting for the plant to grow, but the plant is going to grow when it is time. It won't rush just because someone is waiting, right? So everything is going to happen in due time. So the person sitting there watching the plants would be irrelevant. So in that case, the guidance would be don't stay stuck in one place for too long. Eight of Swords as well is about freeing yourself, because a lot of these blockages are caused by us. It's like, for example, we don't have enough saved up to go for that study abroad. But that's not the only way to finance for yourself. So there could be different alternatives, something you can manage by yourself, apart from the traditional means of paying for stuff, if this is about payment. And once we change that mindset, we take authority into our own hands, and then we are able to move forward. So if the reason you're not moving is because of your own hindrances, hesitations, then this is what it's talking about. We need to just take matters into our own hands and make the necessary changes that need to be made. Okay, we have the High Priestess clarifying the Queen of Cups, and Knight of Wands. Can you clarify this? If we feel like we do not have enough resources, or that we don't have enough knowledge or capacity to do something, then this is about acquiring the necessary capacity. That is indeed true. Knight of Wands. Okay, we have Five of Wands. Again, you might be spreading yourself too thin, and that does not allow you to focus on things. Even if you have excellent ideas and you know a lot, you might have trouble executing it because it's hard to follow through with those things. The Queen of Cups and the High Priestess talks about engaging your intuition and going with your flow. That being in the blockage here, it's sort of like if you do not channel that flow, a lot of it gets lost in the process and you're not really able to acquire that much inner resolve either. Like that passion, it's as though you go with that first spark, and that spark is necessary to bring your attention, to draw your attention to that idea. But then there is a lot more to that idea that wants to come to you that is yet to be explored. Okay, let's see your guidance. I'm so curious. Okay, we have collaboration of souls. We have bliss is worth creating from. We have energy, that you definitely have in spades. Okay, now these messages, we have chickadee. The time is right to release old patterns and energies. You're ready to embrace change. We have embrace the power of dance and movement to access your highest guidance. This could be a literal dance and movement exercises because that does help free up your vibe and makes you refreshed so you can think clearer. That does help, including yoga and exercise. Running and so on, but metaphorically as well, this could be signifying, moving somewhere, going where you feel called to go, and that unlocking a different part of yourself because we have the change card here too. Then we have Falcon. Use your keen perception and skill in making decisions. Do not delay. Okay. Let me see. So working with others, if collaborating is something you're good with, connecting with people, relating to others, then network more, find those people and collaborate with the people that you already know. You don't have to go at this alone, and if you need some help, there might be some relevant people who can aid you in this, so you don't have to go from the ground up all by yourself. That's what I get here. Also, I feel like this is a spirit's way of kind of communicating with you as well, regardless of what you do for your profession. This is sort of like the work you do is going to have a significance. So by nature of every job, there is a purpose to it, whether it is to teach a lesson or to grow others, regardless. So it's like spirit would like to collaborate with you a lot more, but it needs a little bit more silence and cooperation. It's sort of like if you do not make that first step, since you're the one living the life here, if you're not going to take the first step, then it is not able to work with you. So it gives you that spark to instigate and inspire movement, but then it is up to you to carry it forward and how far you're willing to carry that forward. But it is saying that you have a lot of energy, a lot of motivation, inspiration, creativity, and ideas because you will be able to translate them into something meaningful in your unique way. Bliss is worth creating from is basically saying go where the heart takes you, because this going with the flow, even if it is a hurdle, it could be in your current state, and that when you make this change, you need to follow this flow here. Because this here, in what your skill set is, it's all about life. What enlivens people, connecting with others, relating on, passions and interests, and bonding and discovering new things. There are so many ways that happens, and it's like you are embodying all of those things, right? So following those things one by one, and it is just going to help you out in the longer run. I know there are pages and nights, but that's because we're in development at the moment. But if we stop exploring certain spaces, then we will not go on until the King of Wands, King of Swords, right? Okay, so use your keen perception and skill. We were seeing this, right? With the Justice card, I said you have good observation and you can see both sides of the situation, so it gives you a unique perspective. So you have a level-headed judgment. Use that to further your knowledge, further your passions, move towards things that can help you out. So if that means solving the investment problem, you're smart enough to work out different methods. Seven of Swords is not about finding a method that exists. It's sort of like makeshift work, you know. It's very clever in the way it uses resources. Resourceful. Yes, that's the word there. Okay, let's get you some astrology. Okay, we have the South Node. Yes, we have 6,000 Aries. So you have a lot of energy as your resource. Use that to achieve your goals. That's literally what this means. Like, change your rhythm so that every day you're accomplishing one thing or achieving one thing. And, you know, set your goals on that thing and use that drive to finish it. It's not about starting it necessarily. It's also about using that same drive to finish a certain task and then letting that go. Sixth house is about organizing things, getting disciplined. It's being the whole time management, task management, those type of topics. That could be something you're interested in. Consultancy, entrepreneurial things. It's like with the South Node here, it's like you have those things already, okay? So if you're working on building that drive, that's not really the purpose. It's utilizing the drive you already have towards following through instead of discovering new things. This, I feel, is the long-term goal here. But while we are going there, we need to gather the ability that we have, because we forget about it when we are born here, right? The South Node is talents and skills we acquire through our soul, through past lives, if you believe that. It's just some things that we are naturally skilled at, but we explore as we come into this world. We study that through school and so on, but then we're supposed to take those skills and translate that into different areas of life, i.e. usually described by the North Node. Okay, so a lot here. That was a lot of inspiration, I hope, because Aries is all about that and the energy, and all I got was so much encouragement for you guys. So I wish you the very best. Let me know your thoughts on the reading. I really hope this gave you a lot of insights. If you want a personal reading, you can reach me via Etsy. The link is in the description box in the comment below. I hope to see you some other time. Until then, take care. Bye. Hi Paltu, welcome to your reading. Let's take a look at how you can shine in your professional sector. First, I want to take a look at what your skill set is, talents and abilities as well. And we will also take a look at what is stopping you right now from receiving that shine. And then we will move on to your guidance here. Okay, so we have the Emperor first, which is a very strong card. You have entrepreneurial drive, you are an initiator, you are bold, courageous, and you know how to lay down structures. We have the Queen of Pentacles, which can talk about being very resourceful, practical, service-oriented, humble, grounded, balanced approach. Okay, then we have the Princess of Cups or the Page of Cups. We have the High Priestess. And we have the Seven of Cups with Venus in Scorpio. A lot of water signs here, all three water signs going on. Okay, so something artistic, intuitive. You're good at considering or looking at different approaches of expressing something. Using the same resources, but creating something else out of it. So aesthetic fields are really good for you. Or something where you can exercise empathy and compassion and be of service to others. You have many choices and options available to you because you're suited to many different places, because the qualities that you have are well suited for many different types of jobs, really. But I see you as someone who's very caring and knows how to present themselves well and has very good intention within them in whatever they do. Okay? Alright, let's see this. We'll get some more cards for them, but yeah. So these are the things that are stopping you. Eight of Swords. This is the card of blockage. It's the mental block. We have the Four of Swords. You might be at a pause, at a rest, vacation, retreating. Okay, we have the Nine of Cups. Okay, we have the King of Wands. And we also have the Eight of Cups with Renounce, Saturn in Pisces. Okay, so the very short answer is that the mind is blocked, so you're not able to listen to your intuition. There are restrictions in what you're able to hear and understand from the other side. Even if you have a lot of capability, you might have a lot of talent and you know that, but you might struggle with finding ideas. Because the Eight of Swords here is just blocking the self. It's believing that you cannot do something, putting yourself in the victim position and seeing the negative things or the things that keep you stuck instead of looking at the solutions. We just become complacent. Okay, that's the Eight of Swords there. And when that happens, even if we have immense value to give, we have a lot of energy and drive we can work with, we don't really use that. So it stays within us and that just adds to the frustration. So you might find yourself swinging from having a lot of drive and artistic flair and so on, and then going back to, but I can't express it the way I want to, so I'm just not going to try. Or even if I try, it's not working out, so I'm just going to beat myself down because of it. So that really hurts your sense of confidence in what you do, okay? And because you are already a sensitive person, it is very important for you to have these guards up. It is important to have some boundaries on, but that also includes to self-sabotaging thoughts and beliefs. It's not just about keeping some people at bay, right? So I feel like you're sensitive to your environment and the slightest things can make you upset. And it's because you care a lot about whatever you do. It's not something that you're wishy-washy about. You would connect with something very deeply, and that's why it can also be scary about what you're connecting to, right? The Knight of Cups here has that capacity to connect so deeply, but at the same time it rushes in without really understanding what it can become. So love life, when this card flipped over when I was shuffling, I didn't see the rest, but when I got this card, I was like, okay, it seems like for some of them at least, the love life is more of an emphasis here, or something that has happened in your love and relationship sector, whether it is romantic or not, has negatively impacted the way you see yourself. So something that you have previously emotionally attached yourself to, you have not been able to let go. You could still be in the healing stage here. So this is sort of like, don't worry, you have the drive here, you have the capacity and stamina and all of that. It's not gone. You're just in that recuperation stage. This is for those of you who have gone through something recently. For those of you who just have a habit of, taking on a lot of thoughts in the mind and pulling yourself down, whether it is a result of your own traumas or conditioning of the past, that is something that holds you back. So it keeps you complacent in a place where you're comfortable, but actually internally you want to be a lot more, or you want to explore a lot more, be in contact with a lot of other people. You have a very innate sense of service to others, even if it's not in a nurse way. There are many ways of being in service to others, right? You can use this drive you have and the compassion you have, your sensitivity, and you learn to master these abilities, okay? The mind, if it is blocked, it is very hard to access the intuition because it is in the same spot. The third eye is usually marked in the center of the forehead. That correlates with the mind, which means how expansive you are, how many information you can perceive, and how you put two and two together. So it's important to declutter. You have to identify what thoughts are yours and what are transferred from other people's insecurities. Because if you're sensitive to your environment, it can be hard to distinguish. And this is, I'm getting empath vibe here, right? So I'm just going to say that. Usually for empaths, then you take on a lot from the surroundings, and it is hard to distinguish, and therefore you don't know, you feel more lost than you actually are. So underrating can as well happen. It depends on the company you have, of course, but I feel like your innate drive and sense of movement is more suppressed because the mind is blocked. But you have insane capacity here to just come out there and flourish. And with the High Priestess here, it's sort of a very profound impact you can have without being very loud. Okay? This is just that subtle thing, that feeling that just flows. It's a vibe that you bring, an intuition you have. You just feel as though, you know? Yes, okay. I want to get some more cards for your skills. 5 to skill sets, abilities, and use to shine. We have 10 of Swords, and we have the Devil. Yeah, being able to free yourself, like taking matters into your own hands, and you're really strong, you know, you don't, I feel like you don't give yourself enough credit, but you're really strong here in both these sections. And it's also a mark of strength that you're able to take on other people's emotions or difficulties and able to empathize with that, whether or not you've gone through the same situations yourself. That is a different type of strength, but each thing has its limitations so that everything remains in balance, right? So we can't take on too much such that we compromise on our own well-being. So the 10 of Swords and the Devil here is talking about how you can pick yourself out of imprisonment, and that itself is such a perseverant energy. The Devil is also the Capricorn energy. It's like the hurdles are not a problem. Okay, you can go through hurdles. All you need to do is believe you can. Okay, with the 10 of Swords, she gets up after everything is over. She gets up and is walking to the next chapter because she believes that this one will be better. She knows that the cycle has ended, so there's no point in just sitting there wallowing in grief for eternity on end, because yes, you grieve and you process emotions, and then you move on to the next story because the next one has a whole other ending. Okay? Alright, what else? Blocks? Yeah, really? Okay, 7 of Swords, 3 of Swords. Yeah, hang on, let me get, there's one more card. Yeah, we have the 9 of Pentacles. See, again, I feel like this is an emotional relationship that has been tampering with your mind a bit. It could have been traumatic, someone was sneaky, stealthy, something of that sort. Or people around you were not very supportive, so you've had to keep things to yourself, so that kind of damages you. At the same time, it protects you from others. It has its flaws and the benefits as well, but all of this in the strive to find independence. In the process, you might find that you're protecting yourself too much and you don't have enough people to help you out. So you have a lot more that you're taking on than you can in a healthy manner, okay? But so the point here is to take help from others, from whoever you trust. And until that point, sure, be self-sufficient, no problem. But I feel like there is overprotection going on of the heart. Yeah. And with all these talents in the cup section, the cups is very linked with the heart here. So if the heart becomes blocked, the mind becomes blocked, then you're unable to recognize your passions and you're not able to carry that forward into something. But you have the capability to be a boss. Okay, being a boss of your own life. Making things through manifestation, through intuition, through whatever that comes in the flow of things. If it's art, then it's art. If it's expression of other types, it is expression of that type. It doesn't matter what method you choose, but you're blocking yourself here because of certain situations that might have happened in the past, and you're not yet able to process it, but it needs to be processed in order for the success and the shine to come through. And it is inevitable, the King of Wands, the Emperor, that's like shine all the way. Let's see your guidance now. We have Constellation. Yes, this is like the like-minded people. Find your tribe, find your group of stars that make something. When you come together, you create something together. We have greed or air. Yeah, the mind again, mind decluttering, clear thinking that is needed. Expressing, it can even be thinking out loud that helps you catch which thoughts are yours and which kind of sound like the parents you were raised with, the guardians that were around you, or the society that was there. Some of the things we say to ourselves is very reminiscent of something we've heard in childhood. And when we say that out loud, we're like, hang on, I kind of sound like my uncle from somewhere, you know? So it is easier to identify when we hear it ourselves. That's possible. There's also like write down your ideas or your thoughts, writing diary every day. That can as well help you declutter, see what goes on throughout the day, and so on. Okay, then we have fierce serenity, which is another lion, a strength card. So shining is inevitable, that's what I feel, but if you don't begin, if you don't allow that heart and that soul to guide you, then it is only delaying something that is inevitable, you know, and this is a good kind of inevitable, so I don't know, go for it, okay? Fierce serenity is bolstering through no matter what, and doing that in a very calm fashion. There's no need to break things, there's no need to, you know, freak out over things. It's just, okay, fine, what is coming, because you're already demonstrating a lot of strength. Whether you're using that in terms of your dreams or you're not, you're still showing a lot of strength. That's something you have. Now, how do we use that? Right? Be fierce in your pursuit, but be very calm in your approach. Okay. Then we have, what does your soul say? Yeah. That intuition being blocked, you know, that's coming up here. It's like the communication is right there, the ideas are there, you have the skills, you have the ability, you have everything you need. But there is difficulty in translating that symbolic language of intuition of the subconscious into the everyday reality, because at the moment there is some cluttering going on here. Perhaps you've gone through a recent heartbreak or something and it's kind of messing with your career as well. That's something to look for, but take care of yourself, meet with like-minded people, do things that make you feel passionate, that can help you get out of the situation. I'm gonna ask for advice here. For their blockages, can we have some guidance here for what they've been through recently? What they've been through, this heartbreak they're talking about to me. I'll do it here. Okay, we have King of Wands again, and we have Strength again, Leo energy, fire energy. Yeah, the passion, the heart, and you're strong enough, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and carry on. Okay, because you're worth a lot more. These two are massive cards, you know. You're worth a lot more, so whatever has happened, good riddance. That's what I hear. It's okay, let the rubbish take itself out. Okay. Let's see this. Pay attention to your dream time. Messages of guidance are drifting in. So the subconscious that I was saying with Pisces as well is the unconscious mind, and how the subconscious makes the signs and symbols in the dream. So keeping a dream journal, that might also help you. Or talking about the dream as soon as you get up with someone can also help you out. Saving an audio, whatever method you choose. Then we have, you are learning all aspects of spiritual connection and reaching new heights with the ego. And we have, use your keen perception and skills in making decisions, do not delay. Yeah, see things from a big picture. That's with the falcon and the eagle, looking at things from a big point of view instead of localizing your circumstance, because with time, things are going to change, okay? And since change is inevitable, it's wise to just look at what the plan is, what you're learning, what you want to be learning, where you want to be headed, and just lock eyes on that thing and make the necessary steps and decisions to move in that direction. And what exactly that calling is, if you're getting those messages here, it could be even encouraging messages asking you to just boosting your mood and showing you that there are some blessings coming and that there are transformations taking place. Things like that as well can show up. Yeah, again we have Gemini Neptune. So Gemini is an air sign. Third house is where Gemini sits. So once again, air. So the mind, and the intuition with Neptune. At the moment, if you're watching this, then Neptune is retrograde, and this is the time when disillusionment can happen as well. Before this, it's the honeymoon phase, and everything is very nice and flows along very well. But when it is retrograde, the truth of things that were not revealed before because it was too true for comfort, it just shows up, and it's like, see, this is why. This is why we don't go away to fantasy land. We need to keep our head on the ground and things like that. So over here, it can also lead to intuition being blocked and finding different ways to communicate with us. Okay. Sometimes when people are generally not very intuitive, during retrograde times, they just discover a different way of tapping into it. So perhaps that could be you as well. Express your thoughts, write, talk, communicate with like-minded people, whoever you feel comfortable with. It could be siblings or chosen family for some of you. Yes, but really, with Neptune as well, expressing yourself artistically, that can be a thing you can do if that resonates with you. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Pile 2. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope the messages resonated and helped you out. All the best with your future, and you're gonna shine, that we see inevitably. Let me know your thoughts on the reading, and if you want a personal reading, you can reach me via Etsy. The link is in the description box in the comment below. I hope to see you some other time. Until then, take care. Bye. Hi Pile 3, welcome to your reading. Let's take a look at how you can achieve success, shine, and stand out in your professional world. We'll take a look at this guidance section a little bit later. I want to take a look at your skills, talents, and abilities you can use to reach this success, and also what are the obstacles at the moment, what is hindering you shining. Okay, let's see. The first we have is 7 of Pentacles. Okay, then we have the 5 of Cups. We have the Ace of Wands. We have 5 of Cups again. And we have 6 of Swords with earned success. Okay. Okay, so this is the 5 of Cups repeating twice. I have to talk about that first. So you have gone through your own difficult situations, which brings you a lot of practical experience, and it gives you a lot of empathy going forward. So you know what others expect, what you expect, and what would be a correct way forward based on your experience. The difficult circumstances in your life, the disappointments and rejections or whatever has happened in the past, you have become stronger because of it. You realize a different part of yourself. You recognize your deeper sense of worth even more, and you've triumphed over those difficulties, and you're noticing how it has made you into a more harmonious being. It is also possible that things that you were emotionally attached to, a lot of those things kind of fell away, and you were left with 2 cups. And these 2 cups were the right ones for you. So it can be that, in a group of having like 5 friends, 3 of them turn out to not have your back really. And you see that 2 have been the truest, most loyal friends so far. That could be an example. But it really brings you that sense of security in that way. And it helps you understand different dynamics, different relationships, different ways that people associate with others emotionally. So that would make you a very good counselor, a grief counselor, someone who can work through, traumas of life, for example. Even if you have not been through, a lot of types of trauma, it just is that you've experienced enough to know what that would feel like, And Ace of Wands is like you have an optimistic disposition, and you kind of are a beacon of light and hope as well. It can be in your local surroundings so far, but there is that air of admiration that you've gone through so much. You've taken your time, you've taken things one by one, you've moved through steadily, through the tough times and in the good times. And whatever you are today, whoever you are, this light that you shine is because of your own making. You had to make sure your inner compass is on point, and at times you might have felt lost, but that did not deter you from becoming somewhat more optimistic, more esteemed in their own eyes, in the eyes of people who are loyal to us and who really matter in our lives as well. Earned success, Mercury in Aquarius, says that you have a lot of intelligence, emotional, and also, the intellectual intelligence, but it's about using that mind, and through using that mind, how you have charted your way forward, and you can help guide others in that same journey. It's like when we are going through the transition time from a difficult experience moving into something brighter for us, the transition is very foggy with the Six of Swords as well. It's hard to know where we are headed. Even in the Seven of Pentacles, you see some signs, but you're not really seeing the full manifestation of what is possible. So in that cloudy moment, we have to make a lot of different choices that make this vision come true, so you can help guide others in that direction. If counseling is something that speaks to you, then that is a very good option here. You seem very naturally skilled at it. And it's also talking about how clearing the mind using logic and reason and following your passions can help you get through difficult circumstances and see it from a different perspective, working with the tough times instead of against it, working through them and learning what needs to be learned and moving ahead from it, not getting bogged down. These are very strong skills, when we have so many distractions in the world, so many different emotions running through from other people, from ourselves. It's important to know what really matters and what does not. So it looks like you trained early, basically, and you are here now. The Seven of Pentacles is having that gift of perseverance and patience, making sure that you're tending to things such that the harvest is possible. So it's like at every turn, you are looking at, okay, is this in order? Is this correct? Is this amount right? And so on. So you can be very particular about what you invest in things, the work that you put out, the words that you say, how you choose to motivate someone is going to be different based on the dynamic you share with them. Very good with relating, I think. Okay, what is stopping you then? We have the Queen of Pentacles. We have Eight of Pentacles. This is the Virgo energy. Virgo so far. Okay, we have 10 of Cups. Why would that be an issue? We'll see. We have 7 of Cups with seduction. And we have 2 of Pentacles with changes. Okay, Jupiter in Capricorn. And Venus in Scorpio, Mars in Scorpio as well here. I wish to have some clarifiers here. What's the Seven of Cups talking about? What is stopping them at the moment? We have Page of Pentacles. There could be many ways of approaching this, or many options you have for how you can begin this journey on, like exercising these innate skill sets. So there could be some confusion on what college to go to, what course exactly to pick. There could be some aspects of each option that you're not really a fan of, so you're nitpicking about which would be the go-to. 2 of Pentacles. You might also be looking at what would be a good investment for the future, or what would put you on a steady foundation from the get-go. So there are like practical concerns, and at the same time, you want to do something you enjoy and are skilled at as well. That's what I'm getting. With 5 of Cups again, what is going on here? Okay, one more. Can I have one more? Ace of Pentacles. Oh, it could be that you might not be able to meet the demands, the financial demands perhaps, of the right resources. You feel as though you don't have enough from the get-go. Okay, Queen of Pentacles. We have Nine of Swords. Feeling insecure. Feeling insecure. Overthinking things about the resources. Could be a feminine figure in your life who has a specific way of approaching things or has a specific career choice for you or a professional trajectory for you and you don't want to defy that. That could be for some. Perhaps it's too specific. The Nine of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, it's making me feel insecure about how much can be given and how much value would it bring back. Because sure, you can nurture it, but if it does not give you the financial benefits again or other sorts of fulfillment, then it would be difficult to keep that up. Okay, Eight of Pentacles, what are the flaws? Eight of Pentacles, please clarify. We have the Hierophant and Ten of Cups. Yeah, there are many things you're prioritizing, I think. We have the Devil. Okay, one more. I feel like it's right there, but I'm not able to get it in a very clear message. We have Ace of Swords as well. It's as though you know what will make you happy, but that goes against certain norms. It could be something untraditional that you're doing, and also it could be that you have to go elsewhere to study for it, or to enhance your skills and master it, but you might not be able to make the requirements. So you're concerned that you would have to settle for other options, and none of those are even close to what, or even if they are close, there are obvious flaws, and that deters you from following through with that option. Am I right? Can you please let me know? Because I'm really curious. It's such a specific message here. I would love to hear. Can we have the clarification for Five of Cups in the skills section? What is that about? So curious about you guys. Yeah, Four of Cups. Five of Cups, Four of Cups. So that's people who become apathetic, kind of gotten used to difficult times. And Father of Wands, yeah, awakening that, reigniting passion, inspiration, giving direction in life, helping people get inspired again. What a pick me up, really, you're very inspiring and motivating. It's very nice, very nice. Okay, let's get to your guidance now. Okay, we have the Spark of Hustle. Okay, gotta work hard. We have Cozy Up with Risk. Well, yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a risk here, seems like, for your situation. And then we have You Are Epic. Yeah, don't block yourself here thinking that you're not capable enough or that you can't deliver enough, because you definitely can. Okay, this is just boosting you here. Then we have Multiverse. A lot is possible. There are infinite possibilities in the world, and it is up to us which one we want to experience based on the limitations of the world that we live in. We have Stellar Stream, which is knowledge and information clarity coming through, and it's also that you have support from the universe here, and if you're willing to work with it, if you're willing to work through it, you're going to find yourself successfully outside of this transition phase and find a new spark for life. Okay, let's see these. We have Ostrich. The choice is clear for you now. Follow the wisdom and truth you feel in your heart. Okay, so you probably know the answers here. Yeah. Okay. Then we have Canary. Step forward now and sing your song. There is power in finding a voice. Yeah, if this is because you're unwilling to kind of oppose a certain status quo, or even Ten of Cups can be like the happiness of the family. You're doing this for someone else or something, then yeah, I mean, that's the part. Success is going to be found in authenticity. Okay, like the real success where you just become an identity and you're unique, and you can't be found by other things, by someone else. You cannot be imitated, even if they try to imitate all of those things, it's because of a very well developed person. It's an identity. Sometimes it's the organization, but you get it, the organization has an identity. But that's the way to success here, because a lot of it is you are epic, a lot is possible, you have support, risk it, hustle, make it happen. Okay, so if you feel like this is really, really, really something you should be doing, then yeah, that would be a very direct message. For others of you who are not quite there yet, this is just knowledge that you're going to have to embrace yourself and not be limited by dogma and the difficulties of the past can be worked through. And structures exist for a reason, of course, but the moment it becomes constricted, then that just stops free expression, right? And if you're not fit, if you're not healthy through and through, then how can we all help the collective? So stepping forward, singing your song is expressing yourself and offering what you have to offer that no one else can imitate. So there is power in finding your voice. Yep. Then we have White Swan, the power of divine grace is within you. So healing capacity, this is what that is. You can be a healer to others, you can heal yourself as well as others that are in your vicinity. Whoever requires it. Wow, okay. 5 viewers. We have Neptune, Cancer, and the 7th house. Take help from others if that's what you need, but it can also be processing the things that have disillusioned you in the past, which can be related to other people or home and family, relationships in the home environment, or early childhood. What else? There's also connecting with others, that's something you're good at. Helping others, providing spiritual support, healing support, that's what this is. You might have a very good idea of what other people are going through, and you can help them in a constructive manner. Cancer is a cardinal sign, so it is action-oriented. It's not just about sitting and feeling and just absorbing it. It's like doing something about that feeling as well. How they show their care is just doing everything around to make someone feel comfortable, make someone feel home, and make someone feel like their family, and so on. So you can make people feel comfortable with you very quickly, such that they're opening up and expressing themselves to you as well. You're it's wise, but it's soft vibe. And you have just that enough spark that just, it makes you interesting, easy to talk to. That's what I'm feeling here. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Pile 3. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope the reading helps you out and resonates with you. Let me know your thoughts. If you want a personal reading, you can reach me via Etsy. The link is in the description box in the comment below. I hope to see you some other time. Until then, take care. Bye. Hi Pile 4, welcome to your reading. Let's take a look at how you can shine in your professional world. We'll look at your guidance in a bit. Let's first take a look at what your skill sets, talents, and abilities are that you can use to maximize your finances and also improve your fulfillment and standing in your career world. And we'll also see what is being an obstacle or a block at the moment, and then we move on to how we can move past it. Okay? So, let's see. We have the King of Swords in the skills section. That is absolutely beautiful. We have the Knight of Wands as well. Intelligence, creativity, spontaneity, passion, drive, courage, boldness, free expression, uniqueness, my goodness, innovation. We have 7 of Pentacles with patience, Saturn in Taurus. Then we have 5 of Pentacles with worry, Mercury in Taurus. And we have persistence with Moon in Sagittarius, Nine of Wands. Okay. Let me clarify these three things. Seven of Pentacles. You do have the patience, and you have, I don't want to say clever with your resource, but you are methodical, you're careful. Yes, you're careful with your finances. Let's see, let's clarify some of Pentacles, please. This is skills and talents. You take your time with things. We have Eight of Cups. We have Two of Wands. Five of Pentacles. We have the Page of Cups for this. There is, you have faith that what is owed to you will be yours, that it will come to you, and until that time, you are willing to be resourceful, smart, and careful about the things that you do have. So that makes you very thrifty with anything, with the finances and also the resources, whatever you may need in your career world. What else? This can also talk about having an artistic flair or a creative mind, but not yet fully expressing it. Nine of Wands. Let's clarify the Nine of Wands. You're patient about something. Nine of Wands. We have the Empress. So yeah, again, that artistic, creative flair that I was talking about. You have a unique way of expressing yourself, and you're willing to take your time to say it well and say it right. Yeah, okay, King of Swords. So something in communications, something regarding expression that could be well suited. The King of Swords, we have the Hanged Man. So you have a different perspective when you look at things. Your opinions probably stand out. You might feel ahead of your time. Or you feel like the old-fashioned way was good enough. Why did, we don't need certain changes, or we don't need to, there is that feeling of it was better before our times. And why did we change the way that we do things? That's one thing, and the other is that you are ahead of your time, okay? So one of these two options. Nine of Wands. We have Temperance here. Okay, you're good at flowing with your cues. You can stay level-headed and look at things from a different perspective. You kind of zoom out easily. So that gives you a bigger picture, and that helps you persevere when you need to, move on when you need to, and be careful when you feel like now you should be wary of your resources, of the people that you're connecting with. So you can be very open, but you can also be very reserved. It's just up to what the vibe is feeling like for you. Okay, so very interesting. Okay, I'm going to see what is blocking you. We have Knight of Swords, Page of Wands. Okay. We have Queen of Swords. So many swords energies here. We have King of Pentacles. This is interesting. Getting a specific message here. A domineering feminine and a masculine figures in life that have a vision and a focus and aspiration that are being offloaded onto you. Knight of Swords, can we clarify Knight of Swords? And that might be making you want to do something of your own or go your own way, but you might be doing this in an impulsive or less than well-informed way, because Page of Wands is about that fire that is ignited, that initial spark and having a lot of gusto. And Knight of Swords is, well, like, before you know it, they're out of the card, right? They're out of the place. They're off to the next thing. Knight of Swords. That's for some of you. Then we have Six of Cups clarifying the Knight of Swords. Going back, thinking about the past. Page of Wands, can we clarify that? Thinking about the past, fixating on that is possible, or yeah, that's what I feel. Running away from the past is possible as well. Page of Wands. Okay, we have Ace of Cups. Yeah, so there is the, let me get the clarified. So Queen of Swords. This is an obstacle. Five of Pentacles, we get that again. Someone's demotivating. Queen of Pentacles. We have King of Swords. Yeah, so dominant people. I'm really feeling people, or at least the dominant masculine figure in your life, could be kind of criticizing you quite a bit, or kind of delivers harsh truths and does not bother to mask it. That could be demotivating you here, making you feel like you're not doing enough, or that you are not enough, and that the way you express yourself, there is something wrong with it. So you're not able to fully express yourself yet. But with the Page of Wands and Knight of Swords, I feel like, and also the Knight here, it's kind of a work in progress. So let's say you're in college at the moment and you might be in the second year and you have like 2 more years to go. So you're still a work in progress for the career path that you have chosen. So in that process, you might be meeting some people who are harsher than is necessary, it looks like. Who are actually hindering your free expression at the moment. But that does not mean that we make that a part of us. So make sure to not personalize the criticism to your self-esteem, because the Pentacles, with so much of the Taurus going on, it can say that you take attacks personally. It's not attacks per se, but the harshness, you take that personally, when it could be about some work, or if you're already feeling low, then any little thing can tip you off as well. And especially when you're in the beginning stages of exploring something, you need an encouragement, right? You need more motivation to just keep trying something out, keep learning, keep growing. This is where you can read more things, this is how you can learn, etc. But I feel like you have someone very domineering or demanding, and that is kind of exhausting, and it can feel like it is diminishing the blissful vision you have of the career you want to be leading. It can be that I just want to do what I love, but at the same time, it's like what I love I'm doing, but even if I'm doing it, other people or other influences, other factors are kind of dissipating the pure unconditional love that I could feel otherwise. What else? Yeah, having rigid structures or ideas and expectations. I'm really feeling that this is a person. So, yeah. It can also be you cutting yourself down and you measuring yourself based on previous standards. Let's say you're switching from one career path to another, or you are exploring another hobby. You're kind of judging yourself from what you have done and achieved in the other career option. And that might be disappointing because you're still beginning a new thing, and it's a new passion and hobby. So yeah, it's kind of judging yourself on unfair grounds, really. Come on, guys. Okay, let's get to your advice. We have entropy. Okay, we have sidereal space. Yes, then we have follow through. Yeah, don't leave things midway. That's also like with with the Knight of Swords and the Page of Wands, you go and do what's the next fun thing, what you're actually enjoying, and then you're upset that we're not able to achieve a certain thing. That is also possible. It depends on, whether you're restless in the mind or not, because Knight of Swords can really talk about that. Okay, then we have your past supports your future. That's the Six of Cups. So it's sort of, even if the past has been difficult, there are lessons you learned in the past that are going to help you move forward in the future. So running away from things is not going to be helpful. If there are recurring patterns, then it's not wise to run away from it, but instead, answer those. Deal with those things. What is causing the insecurity? What is the same pattern being spiraled? And you need to address that, however difficult it may be, if we want to be, not repeating the same patterns, right? That is up to you. Then we have Sacred Mirror. So we have card number 11 and also 33. That's interesting. Sacred mirrors can be you seeing the difficulties you are seeing on the outside are also some things that you are trying to deal with on the inside. So it's a good way to see when you work with that energy. It's a nice way to see through other people as to whether your change in perspective is working. Is it really fixed? You can see that because your behavior changes, because your mindset changed, the way you express changes, the way you assert your boundaries and will as well changes. The amount of chaos you feel as well lessens. So how do other people react to your presence? It's such a nice measure, quite honestly. But we gotta go through with the process, right? We need to begin with what is triggering and then not give up on it halfway. We need to follow through with that process and see what happens next. Keep digging. Why does this happen? And don't stop looking. Okay, you will get the answer. Imagine it to be non-negotiable. Okay, you will get the answer. You need to keep asking. Many times people just give up. No, there is no point in that because there's so much to be found here. With your skills here, I was telling you have a different perspective on things, and your opinion is very different, and it matters a lot because it shows a new way of being. It shows a different way that we can exist in harmony or in passion, in expression, and so on. So sidereal space is talking about the different perspective as well, and also the bigger perspective, so you can zoom out from your limitations. But again, with the sword suit, it is important to keep the mind clear because you are intelligent. How are you wanting to use that? And the skills you are acquiring at this time, it will be useful in the future in some way or the other. The lessons you're learning through the difficult supervisor or teacher or mentor or even yourself, the lessons that you learn through this whole process is going to help you create more abundance in the future. So take it in stride, work with it, and you can see from through other people, through the results and the outcome you get, that what you are doing is working. Sometimes for little problems, just a change in mindset is enough. So looking at things from a past lens is not going to help you, but taking the lessons from the past and not repeating the same patterns is definitely going to help here. Okay, let's see. Osprey, your success is now at hand. Allow the abundance to flow to you effortlessly. Yeah, this is again saying don't be rigid and don't run away from when the abundance comes in, because that is coming. Success will be yours if you follow through with this path. But if you run away from problems, then you're also shutting the door on the abundance that can come through this means. Okay, then we have Meadowlark. Smile. You will soon experience a wonderful journey of inner discovery. Okay, so a lot going on for you guys, I suppose. Then we have Pelican. Choose to follow the path of forgiveness and raise your vibration. Yeah, so not holding grudges against yourself or other people or different situations that did not work out, because it's time to keep your mind and heart open, because the pages and the knights are very, very young, unseasoned energies. So it's just about being youthful and being receptive to what comes and having fun with what comes. Just have fun with it, because I feel like you're already doing something that you enjoy, or you're very inclined to go in that direction anyway. So just might as well have fun despite the hurdles, because, well, whichever way we go, there will be some obstacles that come in. It's just the question of resistance, which you have in space, to get through that and find that bliss and abundance. The success is in your hands, okay? Okay, let's see yesterday. Okay, we have Taurus again, Saturn, and we have the third house. Okay, so this can be a tough examiner. It can be some difficult studies. The lessons you want to take, it might be difficult to get into, so you're doubting yourself, criticizing yourself based on your application, or whether it is in the job or while studying. You might be basing your self-worth on these things. But profession is not your self-worth. Just keep that in mind, okay? That is one area of life, and so is this. So we're going to respect both of these areas and keep the boundary very clear. Saturn teaches us to erect healthy boundaries, because if that's out of whack, then we are overextending ourselves in some way, and we feel restricted. That's why Saturn is about restriction. So communicating uniquely and freely and not holding yourself back because your self-worth is not tied to that, and you're going to make your opinions clear. Saying it in a nice way, goes a long way, but, everyone has their own way of expressing, so it is up to your judgment. Because if this is way too domineering, sometimes, just saying it outright might help, but at other times, diplomacy might get you through a situation. So it depends on who you're dealing with. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Pile 4. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope the reading helps you out and guides you along your journey. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you wish for a personal reading, you can find me on Etsy. The link is in the description box in the comment below. I hope to see you some other time. Until then, take care. Bye.